useless!
What's going on, guys? You're chilling with Trainers Hubs, and I have got a UU battle for you. That's right, you heard right, UU. Now looking at my team, allow me to explain. This is one of my fun UU teams. This is my Pound Puppies team. First off, we've got main Electric, which is Mega, which is running 4 attacks. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Flamethrower, Hidden Power Ice. We've got a Bandit Arcanine, pretty much standard. We've got Crocoon because this team needed something standard besides Arcanine because, let's face it, Arcanine isn't like the best physical attacker, but I thought that it might be a nice addition to this team, especially considering it gets Flash Fire and has access to some priority with Extreme Speed. Next we've got Claydol for a spinner, who I've lovingly nicknamed Chew Toy. We've got a Chestnut, which I will leave the set and name for a surprise during the video. And finally we have a Furfrou, which I completely forgot to take it to Salon, so it's not exactly like the nickname fits it, but I will remember for the future, so just you'll have to imagine that it looks pretty damn dandy. Now looking at my opponent's team, threats, I'm going to have to say probably Yanmega, especially considering that it can really screw me up with its speed boost, its massive special attack, and the fact that it can hit so super hard. Next we've got Kecleon with its new ability Protean, has become a pretty big threat as far as a priority user goes because it will always get stabbed and it can always change up its types. And finally, the last serious threat I'm going to have to say is probably Machamp, mainly for no guard dynamic punches. That's really enough to get it mentioned in the team preview as a threat. But enough with that, let's get to it! So my opponent and I set up this battle through a stream I had. He's going to start off with his Kecleon, as I'm going to start off with my Mega Zappy Dog, my Electrike, or not Electrike, my main Electric, already in Little Cup mode, jeez. And seeing that it's probably not going to be a great matchup, just a Volt Switch. I'm not going to Volt Switch because I was fearing the Sucker Punch. So I go straight into my Arcanine as he goes for a Power Punch, and then a Sucker Punch. It gets a lucky crit, which definitely mattered and knocked out my Arcanine. So down goes one of my biggest assets, I guess you could say, to this team, especially since I don't have that many physical attackers besides it. I think I've got Furfrou. Yeah, Furfrou is pretty much my only other physical attacker. Anyway, I go for a Thunderbolt. It does nothing to this Kecleon. So I'm definitely going to switch because I'm not going to risk the Sucker Punch. I say enough is enough. This thing has been too much of a hassle and it's like not worth dealing with. So I go into my Chestnut, go for the Leech Seed as he switches in his Cofagrigus. And I'm going to set up a layer of spikes as he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. And I don't mind having this Will-O-Wisp on me because I think I have Seed Bomb as my attacking move and that's it. So it's not like I'm really supposed to be attacking anyway. I just thought that this is really what I gotta do. Anyway, as you can see, this is not Hank the Tank. This is Fortress Hank. Hank the Tank was a bulky attacker. This is a full-on physically defensive Chestnut. Now, my opponent switches from his Cofagrigus into his Yanmega, and he's gonna be able to get off a speed boost. I thought that I could actually outspeed it, even with +1, considering how fast main Electric is. Turns out it outspeeds me by just a few points, because during the battle I had to go back and check, and yeah, just a few points. Now here I pretty much make him think that I know I'm faster or something. I kind of fake him out, and he goes into his Jolteon for the Volt Absorb. I go into my Claydol, and he gets the special defense drop. Damn, this is not looking good for me. So he's going to pull back into his Machamp. I don't know why. He must have predicted something. He might have predicted me going into Furfrou. I don't know. He goes for a knockoff, and this is definitely Scarf because Furfrou is really fast. I mean, it's got Fur Coat, but its highest stat is its speed. And so now I know what's Scarfed, and I bring in my Chestnut, and I'm going to go for a Spiky Shield because I honestly thought that he was going to stay in to try and knock off my leftovers. But I guess that's not the case here because he just switches out into his Yanmega. You know, have to pull back, go into my Mega Zappy Dog. He gets off an Ancient Power, and at this point, I'm like, okay, I can't risk him thinking that he does outspeed me. So I'm going to have to switch out. I go into my Dandy Dog, my Furfrou, and like I said, you got to imagine that it's got the Dandy cut from the Salon. And he gets a crit. I don't know if that mattered. Probably not. I mean, Furfrou isn't that bulky. I mean, it's got some really good special bulk, but it's not like especially bulky, and my Assault Vest was knocked off. So I guess I'm going to have to put up some calcs. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I switch to my Suicune as he goes into his Yanmega, He gets off an air slash. It's not gonna do much. I managed to get off a Calm Mind just for the special defense boost. And I go for the rest just to get my HP back. And I know this was a risky move, but really it's like the best thing I could have done. And I'm gonna go into my Chew Toy, my Clay Doll, thinking that this Jolteon he switched in is probably choice in some way, and I can probably wall it once he switches in. He shows me the Volt Switch, and Clay Doll can actually do some work now. I can actually get up a Stealth Rock, he brings in Machamp, and at this point, this has become like, it's become an uphill battle, because I'm at such a disadvantage that, well, I'm not at a huge disadvantage, but my team needs to, I need to get up my hazards, because this guy needs to have a penalty for switching all the time. So, he brings in the king, his Cofagrigus, as I get off a Leech Seed, which Fortress Hank desperately needs, especially now that my leftovers was knocked off. And, it's just barely taking the edge off this burn. I'm able to get off my spikes, and he's going to start going for the Calm Mind. This is very, very bad for me. And I thought for sure, this next move I make might be confusing, but I thought for sure that he would try and go for another Calm Mind. I did not think he was going to go for a Shadow Ball just yet. So I go into my Chew Toy to try and get a Toxic off, but he's going to be able to knock me. He's just going to straight up knock me out. There's nothing I could have done about that. I mean, I guess if I predicted he was going to go for it sooner, I don't know. Anyway, I go into my Suicune, go for the Sleep Talk. I actually get off the Calm Mind, which is a saving grace, and I'm going to have to speed up this part because it's pretty much a Calm Mind battle now. I mean, there's that's it. It's a Calm Mind battle. And there's nothing to really talk about here, but except saying, you know, we're going to both try and get up our Calm Minds. He thought I was going to wake up that turn, so he went for Will-O-Wisp, whatever. It didn't really matter. And thankfully I get 2 Calm Minds with the Sleep Talks, which is great. He goes for Haze, which is like, I guess is okay, but it's a double-edged sword considering his Calm Mind boosts are gone too. I go for another Calm Mind because I need to be at least at +1 if I want to be able to survive that Jolteon. Going for Volt Switch or Thunderbolt or whatever, I need to be at least at +1. So looking at his HP, I think that I can knock it out with a Scald here, and I'm right, I knock it out, and I'm at +1, so I'm good to go. So he brings in his Hulk, the Machamp, goes for Dynamic Punch, and since I am physically defensive, I can take it. I take it pretty damn well. And I'm able to get off a Scald, and now it's just a matter of, okay, is the Confusion Hacks with me or against me? I already got crits early on in the battle, I've got special defense drops, which are annoying, and I'm not willing to risk the Confusion Hack, so I switch into my Fortress Hank. Now he goes for Volt Switch here, and I'm wondering why he went for Volt Switch, considering a Thunderbolt would have been the better option. Anyway, he goes into his Yanmega as I try and go for Leech Seed with Fortress Hank, but he's just gonna get knocked out. And I think I said it before, but I know the spelling is wrong. I did fix it later, but it's Fortress Hank. You just gotta believe me on that. So here he's gonna try and flinch me with the Air Slash. He gets a critical hit, son of a gun. As I go for Scald to knock him out, which is, oh boy, Suicune is definitely in trouble. And he could have gone into Jolteon to finish it off, but he goes into Kecleon. He gets a little bit greedy because he goes for the Shadow Sneak, and guess what? I live on 18. That is amazing. Holy crap. Suicune, you are the bomb! And I'm able to get off a rest, Sleep Talk. I Sleep Talk the rest, but that's not a big deal at all. He gets a crit again, but at this point, I'm just happy that Suicune is alive. I'm not mad at all. I'm able to Sleep Talk into another Calm Mind, and I'm a little worried because he's starting to get up his power-up punches. And as long as he keeps getting more and more attack, I'm not in a very good position here. So I'm going to wake up this turn, go for Scald, and I'm trying to make him think that I'm going to try and Scald him again as he goes for another power-up punch. And this time, I know he's going to go for Sucker Punch, but I go for Calm Mind. Like I said, I was baiting him to go for the Sucker Punch. And now that I'm at +2, I can go for a Scald and knock him out. So he goes for Shadow Sneak, not wanting to risk me going for another Calm Mind. I go for Scald, knock him out, and down goes Kecleon. Thank God that thing is gone. But now I have something else to do with that, like 102 HP, and he still has Jolteon. So he's going to go for the Volt Switch. I think at +2 I can take it, and I do just barely. and I'm able to get off a. He goes into his slow bro, and I'm able to get off a rest. So I am a happy camper. I am a happy camper. And now it's pretty much just a stall fest because I'm gonna try and knock out this slow bro. Because I have to go for sleep talks. I have to sleep talk in the calm mind, and I have to get up to like +6 to knock him out. However, he also has the calm mind, so it's essentially going to be a battle of who can knock out who first. And I'm thinking that if I can get to +6 or maybe even +5, I can start doing some damage with calm mind or with Scald. But you know, there's always that resistance you have to take into account, and he could always have Psy Shock, which is a big risk on my part. So I go for the Scald. It's not doing anything. So now I pretty much have to bank on like burn residual damage, and he has Psychics. I'm guessing he didn't have Psy Shock. I know like some people run Psy Shock, but I think he said he runs Psychic for Chestnuts. Anyway, it's pretty much just a stall fest because he has Citrus Berry. I don't know why. He keeps going for Psychic. I'm guessing he's trying to get the special defense drop. I'm going for Scalds to try and get the burn and crit. And I managed to get him down really low, and I'm gonna be able to get a crit here, which is really fortunate. Thank God I got that crit. It's just shortened the battle so much. I mean, at that point it was down to a crit. So he sends in Jolteon, his last Pokemon. It dies to hazards, and that's the game. GG Chris, that was a really fun game. But let's get to the talk of the day. Today's talk of the day. What do you think of the new layout? Do you like it? Do you like the new screen intro? Tell me your guys' opinion in the comments below. I really want to know your opinion because I spent a lot of time working on this, and it was I want to know if it was worth the effort, because if it wasn't worth the effort, then I might as well just stick with the current intro kind of thing or layouts that I have right now. I mean, if you guys don't like it, then there's no point in doing it. I also wanted to say thank you everyone for subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate you guys. I recently hit 1700, which has been like a real struggle to get to. I don't know what it was, but I was stuck at like 1680 something for a really long time, and I'm finally at 1700, and I really want to thank you guys. You are totally awesome. My channel's not possible without you guys. I hope you guys all realize that. My channel's not possible without you. I can't do this without you guys. You're just so awesome. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Please be sure to visit the artists that make these videos possible. Also, if you need help recording X&Y battles, be sure to message me on Twitter or add me on Skype and we can set something up. Finally, I hope you all enjoyed that video, and if you did, maybe you'd like to check out more of my content in the annotations or the links in the description below. Ah! Get off! Eh! Bad touch! Bad touch! Child molesters! Child molesters! Totally kicked their asses.